The survey asked township businesses about barriers to eliminating plastic bags from their business, and 47% of the respondents said that cost was not an issue. Basically, the businesses in this town, as you probably can guess, are relatively small, although the development going on in the former Menon property in Hanover, there is to be some, it looks like some larger scale commercial activity at some point. Other towns have talked to national retailers and found that the national retailers already have plans in place, because this is a nationwide concern, and it can be as simple as just flipping the switch and changing from the use of single-use plastic bags to another plan, another business model. We after reviewing the well, one other thing from the survey, that 47% of the respondents also favored an outright ban, and given the survey results, the subcommittee met over the last couple of weeks, and we looked at the ANJEC model ordinance, and we looked at the results of the surveys, and we took the ordinance and marked it to reflect some concerns. One of the broad-based concerns among the people responding to the survey was implementation, that they wanted a significant amount of time to ramp up and prepare for it. So we, in our recommendation, which I'll get to in a second, we're recommending that the effective date of any ordinance that's adopted be no earlier than July 1st, which would allow a minimum of 6 months, assuming the ordinance is adopted in calendar year 2019. When we made our presentation, and this was done on a one-off basis, so it's not to invoke the run afoul of the public meeting ordinance, but each of the committee members was briefed on the subcommittee report and its recommendations for any ordinance that might be drafted, and there was unanimous support for recommending to the Township Committee the adoption of a ban on single-use carryout plastic bags. The subcommittee has engaged with the Township Administrator, and assuming that you decide to go ahead tonight, we will be sitting down with the Township Attorney and the Township Administrator in another week or so to go over the concerns that were identified in the survey, and to give our recommendations as to what we think the draft of the ordinance that's prepared might look like. So that's about it. It's a unanimous recommendation, and the one thing that I do want to do is just, I don't know if there are anyone here from the Unity Charter School, but if there is, I want to thank Jennifer Karsich and her students for their hard work.
If there are any students here, could you stand up, please? No, just parents. Moms too, if you participated. Thank you so much for your help and with
So you
on
have
this issue.
You have a unanimous environmental commission recommendation to ban single-use plastic bags.
Very good.
Township.
Good.
Thank you.
Does anybody on the dais here have any questions? So
I have just a comment. You know, when you talked about the implementation and having several months to implement after the ordinance is created, I think that's a very important time, and I'm sure the Environmental Commission, and I'd like to extend an invitation to Unity in Morristown, I guess it was Morristown High School, to participate. thank you, to participate in the education and the outreach with the community. I think it's very important for helping people understand what's happening.
One of the recommendations that the EC subcommittee will make at the meeting with the township administrator is that the ordinance actually provide that the township, and through whoever means it chooses, it could be the environmental commission or others, but that the township engage in an outreach and education program
Yes.
to sensitize people that this is coming, not only the businesses, but the citizens as well.
Yes.
It seems to me too, sir, that in this generation and day of accomplishments, that somebody is going to figure out how to make a plastic biodegradable bag in a very short time.
Actually, I spoke in trying to get myself up to speed with this. I was told that notwithstanding the labels that you see on bags, that there really is no such thing as a biodegradable plastic bag. It depends on a certain set of having a senior moment, of the bugs that eat the plastic. And if your landfill doesn't have the right combination of bugs, then it's not biodegradable. And there are also, I'm told, that bags that are labeled compostable are not, because they will only compost under significant heat and pressure, which is only done at a commercial facility, and the commercial facilities won't accept the bags.
That's interesting.
The only as we found at the Environmental Commission, the only real solution is just not to have it in the first place.
No, you have a listening and a willing audience, I think, sir.
And just before you go, one question I had received was people who have dogs and go walk their dogs and need to pick up poop. What are they going to do? And I believe that they're environmentally friendly. Maybe they're labeled compostable bags that you could use, but certainly better than the plastic bags you get at the supermarket.